And I told God, I said, God, I realize that you want me to change my life. I understand. I get it. I'm either going 100% for you or 100% for the devil. And I do want to surrender my life to you, God. But I need to go kill these guys first. And then I'm going to surrender. This is what I told God. Well, my life before Christ, I basically lived a life full of drugs. I was selling drugs, into drugs. I was called what you would call a hustler. Anything to do, I needed to do to make money. But we would find things to sell. And however we got those things, didn't matter. We would go to downtown Chinatown and steal all the knockoffs, knock off Rolex, knock off this, and sell it in the streets. And also drugs, weed, whatever we get our hands on. And that's the kind of life I lived. So it's a really, really terrible, horrible cycle, because you do this for years and years, and you might never reflect and understand that you're just filling emptiness with emptiness. I was walking home. After leaving my friend, we had gotten high, drunk, and usually go home around 3, 4 o'clock, walk into my house. That's normal. It's not a big deal. We do that all the time, Brooklyn, New York, especially in the summertime. And these individuals approached me. It was like 6 or 7. I don't remember the exact number, but it was about that. And they said, hey, we know you from such and such. Ain't you the guy that da-da-da-da-da? So they was approaching me in an aggressive manner. Me being, from the streets, and I took offense to that. So they're like, hey, I'm like, nah, that's not me, bro. Wrong guy. Did it again. Hey, man, you sure? Blah, blah. You need to watch your mouth, man, whatever. They walked away. Yeah, when I see you again, da-da-da. This happened 3 times. So the guy punched me. Bah! We start fighting. Boom, 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 and they jumped me. And I remember blacking out. I remember waking up and I was in a push-up position, and they're kicking and punching me and kicking me, and I'm trying to get up. And I wonder, while this guy is choking me, in my mind, I know this is it. So I always tell people, I screamed out to God in my mind, God, if this is it, take my soul. Immediately, God let me down, I dropped, they ran. Now I was angry. I started planning in my mind how to get these guys back. I was going to kill these guys. I told my friends as they came by, I said, hey, we got to go and take this whole block out. In New York, there's blocks. That's how we live, on blocks. So we got to go shoot everybody on the block. That was the plan. So as I'm sitting in my sister's house, recuperating from all this, in a drawer next to a bed I was sleeping in, I found a Bible. Picked up the Bible, one of those cheap Bibles with the little tiny letters. That you need a microscope and a telescope just to read it. I read through that whole Bible. All I did day and night was read the Bible. In the morning when I woke up, I used to fall asleep with the Bible, then wake up the next morning and read it again. So I lost track of days. I lost track of everything. Now I'm recuperating, waiting to go kill these guys. My friends are coming now, my regular friends. They're like, hey, we heard what happened, da-da-da-da. Whenever you're ready, we got the guns, we got the cars. Just let us know. We're ready. Now, as they kept on coming, they would come with weed, liquor. No, I'm fine. But then I started talking about this one guy over and over and over. They're like, bro, why are you always talking about this guy? This guy's name was Jesus. Because the more I read, the more the Lord started changing me. The more the Lord started, and I'm like, bro, you ever read this in the Bible? They're like, no, we don't read the Bible. So one by one, my friends started to disappear. That was a time where I wrestled with God, like Jacob wrestled with God. That's what I did, back and forth. Me and God is going back and forth. God, I'm going to kill these guys, He's like, no, you're not. God, I can't let this happen. No, you're not. Then he tells me something, the most powerful thing God has ever told me that changed my entire life. He said, not only are you not going to kill these guys, but I want you to get on your knees and pray for them. I wanted to kill these guys. And God said, get on your knees, pray for them, and mean it? I got on my knees, crying like a baby. And I started to pray for these guys. And that was the beginning of my conversion. I thank God for these guys, but if it wasn't for them, I would have never surrendered. I promised God that since He plucked me out of the fire, since He saved me from the fire, I would dedicate my life to helping, plucking others out and saving others out from the fire. That was my promise to God, and I live, breathe, think about this I fall asleep at night praying and asking God what is the best way to do that. Lost souls is the most important thing for me. Nobody can tell me that God doesn't exist. I am an example that God truly exists and that this gospel works.